Zoom user, you're on. Okay, we'll move on to the next speaker, Mo.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Good morning. Yes, you have 1 minute.
Thank you so much. Before the minute starts, though, point of clarification. So we can only speak on the agenda item?
That is correct. You can
Thank
only
you.
speak on the closed session item.
Thank you very much. So as my closed session agenda item, I would like to discuss the new IG that will be either being voted on or presented. And I would like to know, first of all, we don't have names really to talk about, but in general, the person is not a biased or a safe-pointed person, somebody that would be affected by influence, let's say, of a cult or a high control group such as Scientology, and we would like for you to keep that in mind. I know that Zoom user just texted me and said that she was cut off by accident, so if you could ask her to retry, that would be a wonderful thing. Thank you, and I yield back my time.
Thank you.
We'll go back to Zoom user.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hi, yes, you have
Okay.
1 minute.
Thank you. Yes, I'm here also to say that we're asking for the new IG to please be neutral and fair and to listen to the anti-Scientology protest as well, because Scientology has a lot of influence in LAPD. They're high level people that sit on your CPABs. They've had a lot of influence for many years. But there's a lot of victims of Scientology that want to be heard, and they're not being heard because of all this, what they call safe pointing. That's the L. Ron Hubbard term. And so we are just asking that you be mindful, to be fair, and we're asking the same of the chief. We've been asking this for a long time. Please be considerate and please be willing to listen and to hear and to make sure that there's nobody that is just either a Scientologist or somebody that's so pro-Scientology that it would crush the ability for anyone to listen to what the victims have to say, because there are serious victims of sex abuse and all kinds of abuse. And
Okay, thank you. Next, we have Gigi's phone.
Can you hear me?
Hi, yes, you have 1 minute.
Okay, so it's very difficult for me to figure out what to say because there's not much information with it being a closed item. But I want to echo what Audit and Mona had just said. We need someone that is going to be non-biased, neutral, someone that's not going to take sides, someone that's going to listen to both sides. We need someone that's not going to be a member of an organization, any organization that may bias them in any way. We need someone that's gonna, pay attention to follow the rules exactly. Not follow emotions, not follow influence. We need someone that's gonna do a legitimate job by the book and be neutral and non-biased. Thank you. I yield my time.
Okay, thank you. Mr. President, that was our final speaker.
We'll go ahead and start with public comment, starting first with Haggis, followed by Mergen. Haggis.
Thanks, TJ, and congratulations on whatever comes your way. I'd like to say, how does an organization such as Scientology, who ignores the city notices to remove rose bushes and planters, continue to receive permits for events and street closures? I'm pretty sure one of us common folk would not be allowed to do such a thing. I would like at this time to formally request a CPRA be submitted for the notice advising the closure of the Streets LA website. We used to be able to read the entire permit on the website, and we can't do that any longer. So I would like to formally request a CPRA for the memo to shut that down. I also find it disgusting that in a natural disaster, the Church of Scientology is using their front group as a fake charity, the volunteer ministers, to try and recruit and steal the supplies from donation centers.
That's 60
Thank you.
seconds. Thank you. Haggis, if I could ask you to please go ahead and email me your CPRA request so I don't write down your verbal CPRA request incorrectly. My email address, is that possible?
Absolutely.
Excellent. My email address is tj.knight, KNIGHT, @lacity.org. Thank you. And we'll move next to Merjam, followed by Mona M.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Good. First of all, I'm sorry to hear you leave. However, I still need to be pressing on this matter regarding the illegal planters on Elvin Hubbard Way and Catalina, and why nothing is being done to it. We were attending yesterday the LA Board of Disability, and they were less than impressed about the actions you have been taking on this matter. So whoever it was that said that they were hopping on the bike and learning to cycle again, I suggest they take a lap at Elvin Hubbard Way and Catalina and see how that goes. Have a nice weekend. Bye.
Thank you, Merjam. We'll move next to Mona M. Go ahead.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you very much. And hello again, board. It's me, Mona. And I think I've been coming to these meetings way longer than most of you commissioners. And so, TJ, it feels like that we're losing part of our family. Sorry to have to see you go. I'm hoping that you do go along to better areas of the city. The meetings that I've been attending is because of these damn planners. Make them go away, and I will go away. And I won't be part of your family anymore. So these planners are against city, state, and federal violations. The code specifically says they need to be ADA compliant. Thank you, and I yield back my time.
Thank you, Mona. We'll move next to Zoom user, followed by Gigi.
Good morning. I hate to see you go, Mr. Knight. You are an elegant, classy, and hardworking individual. And yes, it does start to feel like family, even though it's a dysfunctional family. It also feels like an episode or a runoff of Parks and Rec, which can we get it? We don't have to keep doing this. It's so simple. Even if you don't remove the planters, get them ADA compliant. I mean, we did go to the Board of Disability. They were very receptive. I'm hoping that they will bend your ear on the fact that you're not allowed to continue allowing the Church of Scientology to be ADA non-compliant and breaking federal laws. I hope this will get resolved shortly. And as far as everything else, TJ, I wish you well. Like none of this is personal. You're an excellent executive officer, but I wish you would get these guys in line, but I guess you have in some level. And thank you.
That's 60 seconds. Thank you. And we'll move next to Gigi, followed by Barbara Brody.
I don't mean to
Gigi,
be laughing. You
go
guys.
ahead. You should be receiving a pop-up asking you to unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So I'm saddened to hear that Mr. Knight's not going to be with us anymore for these meetings because it's taken us so long about these planners. I feel like we're going to end up being here for a long time, in the future, and it's going to be different without him. But like the others mentioned, we went to the disability meeting yesterday, and their response to this is totally different than what you guys are doing. They listened, they were taking notes, and they were asking for follow-up information. Like they care about this issue. If you take Scientology out of the issue and just look at it as an ADA non-compliance, if it was some other organization, those planners would be gone. So can you please just do your job so we can be gone? I know there's bigger things to do, but just get this small thing done. And it is a bigger issue because the mayor doesn't want this to go bad. And She wants it to go away. So just take care of it.
Thank you. That's 60 seconds. And we'll move next to Barbara Broad. And then I will ask the additional hands raised if they would like to have her public comment. Go ahead, Barbara.
Thank you. I would like to join those in thanking you, Mr. Knight, for your help and support and guidance as the acting executive officer. You did a great job. I would like to know, and this is a question for the board really, what opportunities the public has or neighborhood council representatives have to meet with board members or commissioners before items are placed on the agenda. We know that staff has an opportunity to orient you, but sometimes it feels as though a public perspective might be useful and that a minute or 2 minutes isn't enough to do that. So there's a little confusion on our part as to what's appropriate, what kinds of contacts can be had with commissioners. And it would be great to have some guidance on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara. And I do see 2 additional hands raised. President Corson, if you would like, I can see if they wish to offer public comment.
Yes.
Starting with Yvonne. Yvonne, do you wish to offer public comment or commentary on any of our items this morning? And we're not hearing your audio.
Yes,
Go ahead.
you didn't give me an unmute before, or it comes through slow to me. So please in the future that make that note. But Vice President Chavez was the only one on Wednesday to not approve the minutes as presented for approval, the December 16th minutes. And I'm going to presume that's because it still contained the offensive phrase that no public comment was received. The remainder of the board passed those minutes, and they are now complicit with the knowledge that they have falsified or committed a fraud or lied in a public document because public comments were received on the December 16th minutes. You have an opportunity to rescind those minutes and make the correction, and I encourage you to do so. Thank you, Ms. Chavez, for voting what I believe is an appropriate vote. Also, I'd like to comment and
That's 60.
award.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Knight.
Thank you, President Corson. And we have Zoom user. Zoom user, you have 60 seconds per item for a total of 3 minutes. Go ahead.
Thank you. Again, we'll be sad to see you go, Mr. Knight. Okay, let's talk about the water. We knew that was going to come up. I've been saying for a long time now, like, why are you guys rushing in and pushing in all this water agenda? And I guess now that we learned through a disaster.
Please make your comments to the agenda items.
Yeah, I am. Ms. Happenstand. I am. Stop interrupting me. Okay, it's about water, right, and reclamation. That's what I'm talking about. It's about reclamation. Hyperion. Isn't that about water? Or I mean, I'm not an engineer, so maybe I'm wrong. But I thought Hyperion is about reclamation of water. Okay, and the point being, what I'm making is that we have not done water reclamation like we should have been doing for years, if not decades, since we're in a desert. Okay, and that the current fire, which no one wants to talk about, I guess, on the board, which I understand, because yes, it's not going to be these new ones, but the ones from previously failed us with the water, with Hyperion, okay, with water reclamation. Our water drains to the ocean. Is that on topic, Ms. Happenstand?
No,
Okay.
the items
It
have to
is.
do with natural
Okay,
gas.
it has to do with Hyperion, right? The money. Now they want to put the money into it. All right, now they want to add $7 million to their budget. Why now? Why not 5 years ago? Okay, I am on topic. You don't decide. I mean, I'm talking about water reclamation, Hyperion. I get to say what I want to say about it, even if it's unpopular and you don't want to hear it, Miss Happenstand. Okay, and then now when Bureau of Street Services, I want to know if Scientology is going for the street closure, permanent street closure of L. Ron Hubbard Way. If so, we are against. I am absolutely against it. It leads to a hospital. It is a public street. The public has the right to use that street. And
Please
just
keep your
because
items to the agenda, please keep. your
it's the
items to
last
the
one,
agenda.
number 6, okay, about reports from BSS. I don't get to talk after to know what they're talking about. So I get to addressing BSS, okay? And don't they doesn't BSS and this don't they deal with street vacations, or am I wrong? I believe I'm correct. And I am just saying I don't want any street vacations at all. I don't want planters that are not ADA compliant. Okay, I'm off topic there. You got me. But the street vacation is BSS. No, actually, no, the planters are too. I'm not off topic. I want the planters gone. I want them ADA compliant. I want you to, and Miss Happenstance, why aren't you directing them to follow the law with the ADA laws? Why aren't you telling them to do that? Why are you telling me to shut up about water being on topic, but not telling them
Thank
that,
you. That's 3 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and put you on mute. And that concludes multiple item agenda comment
Good
this morning,
job,
President
Audit.
Marshall.
Thank you, Mr. Knight. That will close multiple agenda item public comment for today's meeting. We will proceed to items 2, 3, and 4, taking them up together.
Good morning, board members. My name is Octavio Murillo. I'm from the Hyperion Water Reclamation Plant. And now try to be as brief as possible on all 3 of these items. Just a little bit of a background. This is specifically for natural gas purposes for the bioenergy facility. So that facility provides 100% of the electricity to operate Hyperion. So we're not dependent on DWP power.